Imagine pulling into your own driveway after a grueling day, only to find your HOA president blocking your path, demanding you prove you belong there because of some whispered rumor about your shady past. Now picture her dialing 911 on you, screeching about threats to community safety, oblivious that she's just handed you the rope to hang her entire reign of terror. In the manicured suburbs of Evergreen Meadows, Illinois, where picket fences hid a pressure cooker of petty rules and power plays, lived Alex Rivera, a quiet software engineer in his mid-40s. Alex had moved there 2 years ago after a messy layoff rumor mill painted him as unreliable and trouble, whispers started by a former boss with a grudge. But they followed him like a bad credit score. Neighbors side-eyed him at block parties, muttering about that guy who got fired for embezzling, total fiction. But Alex kept his head down, tinkering in his garage on open-source code that helps small businesses track finances for free. He observed everything, the forced smiles, the absurd covenants dictating mailbox colors and holiday light durations, like a programmer debugging a flawed system, waiting for the crash. One crisp Saturday morning, the air thick with the scent of fresh-cut grass and brewing espresso from Alex's kitchen, the first crack appeared. He stepped out to grab his newspaper when Brenda Hargrove, the HOA president for 8 unchallenged years, marched up his walkway like she owned the deed to his soul. Brenda was the epitome of suburban supremacy, pearl necklace, perfectly coiffed bob, and a voice that dripped honeyed concern while stabbing like a stiletto. "Alex. Dear," she cooed, clipboard in hand. "We've had reports of unauthorized modifications to your property. That bird feeder? It's attracting vermin and violating Section 3.2 on wildlife deterrence. For the community's well-being." Of course. Her eyes narrowed, scanning his modest ranch-style home as if it were a blight on her vision of uniform perfection. Alex paused, newspaper halfway unfolded, his face a mask of calm. "Reports? From whom?" "Brenda? And vermin, you mean the squirrels that been here longer than your term?" He kept his tone even. But inside, he noted her twitch, the way she gripped that clipboard like a shield. Brenda straightened, her polite facade cracking just a hair. "Anonymous tips keep our neighborhood harmonious. Alex. Surely you understand, after all. With your history, we can't be too careful. Hand it over, and we'll call it even. No fine today." The implication hung there, heavy as her perfume, the embezzlement lie she'd clearly bought into. Or worse, amplified at her wine-soaked board meetings. He didn't budge. "My history? You mean the one where I volunteer code for local charities? Or the gossip you folks spread like fertilizer?" Brenda's lips pursed, but she waved it off with a laugh that sounded like shattering glass. "Oh. Come now. We're all about second chances here. But rules are rules, protecting property values. You know." Alex snapped a quick photo of her on his phone, discreetly, for his growing digital dossier, then shrugged. "Fine. Take the feeder. But send the bylaw citation in writing." She snatched it triumphantly, heels clicking away as if she'd won a war, muttering to a passing jogger about troublemakers lowering standards. That afternoon, the whispers escalated. Alex overheard at the mailbox cluster, "Did you hear? That Rivera's got shady dealings. Brenda said he's probably hiding something in that garage." He smiled inwardly, logging the time and names in his notes app. Brenda, fearing any pushback might erode her iron grip, had started her smear campaign in earnest, emailing the neighborhood list about potential violations from repeat offenders. But Alex? He brewed another coffee, reviewed HOA bylaws online, public record. After all, and waited. Patience wasn't weakness, it was his algorithm for justice. By Monday, the fines arrived like clockwork spam. First, a $150 notice for improper curb appeal. His recycling bin had peeked out an inch too far after trash day. Alex photographed it, compared it to Brenda's own overflowing bins, snapped earlier, and filed a polite appeal via certified mail, citing the exact bylaw loophole on measurement tolerances. Brenda's response? A board meeting invite, disguised as a community harmony session, where she'd parade her authority. The meeting hall smelled of stale donuts and fluorescent-lit tension, with folding chairs squeaking under 24 residents. Brenda presided at the front, gavel in hand, a cheap online buy. No doubt. Her board minions nodding like synchronized puppets. Friends, she began, voice buttery smooth. We're here to address disruptions to our peaceful enclave. Mr. Rivera, your repeated noncompliance is fostering discord. Think of the children. Alex sat in the back, recording audio discreetly. When his turn came, he stood. Disruptions? Like finding me for a bin while your garage sale last month blocked the street. Brenda? Or is that presidential privilege? Gasps rippled. Brenda's cheeks flushed, but she recovered with a saccharine smile. Now, Alex, let's not deflect. We've all heard the concerns about your background. Embezzlement rumors don't help trust. There it was, the slander, dropped like a casual bomb. A few neighbors shifted uncomfortably, others smirked. But Maria Lopez, the overworked teacher next door who'd been fined for her kids' chalk drawings, piped up. Wait. What rumors? And Brenda, you fine me $200 for artistic vandalism, chalk washes off. Alex caught Maria's eye, nodding subtly. Brenda banged her gavel. Out of order. This is about maintaining order, not personal attacks. Her voice cracked on order, revealing the fear beneath, losing her throne to actual democracy. Alex leaned in during the vote, which predictably passed a new fine on him. Document everything, folks, he murmured to Maria as they left. Bylaws require transparency. That night, Brenda escalated. An anonymous post on the neighborhood app accused Alex of suspicious late-night activities, implying theft. He traced the IP, easy for a coder, screenshot it, and added to his file. The dark humor hit him. Brenda, queen of rules, breaking cyber harassment laws to enforce bird feeder bans. He chuckled alone in his garage, plotting the next debug. The pressure cooker hissed louder over the next weeks. Brenda, sensing Alex's quiet resistance spreading like a virus, amped her tactics. Tuesday brought a $250 fine for unauthorized tech equipment. His Wi-Fi router's signal allegedly interfered with community frequencies. Nonsense, it was standard. Alex appealed again, attaching FCC regs showing zero violation. Wednesday, inspectors, hired cronies, at his door, demanding entry for safety checks. No warrant? No entry, Alex said flatly. Door half open. Brenda, hovering behind, huffed. This is for everyone's good. Alex, hiding something? Her confident smirk faltered when he replied. Like how your real estate firm profits from foreclosed homes here. Public records are fascinating. Word spread. Tom and Gwen, the mechanic down the street fined for oil spots on his driveway, knocked on Alex's door that evening. Brenda hit me with $300 last month, said my truck was commercial. But I saw your appeals, how do I fight? Alex shared his dossier over beers, bylaw PDFs. Fine patterns targeting non-McMansion owners. She's not enforcing rules, she's curating demographics, he explained. Maria joined soon after. Then Sarah Klein. The single mom dinged for her outdated minivan. They formed a whisper network. Documenting absurdities, Brenda's own holiday lights up past deadline. Her son's loud parties ignored. Brenda, paranoid about murmurs at the pool, called an emergency tribunal. The hall packed tighter this time. Air buzzing with unspoken alliances. She strutted in. PowerPoint ready, the Rivera threat, escalating noncompliance. Slide showed his offensive bin. Feeder spot, now empty. With red arrows screaming violation. This man undermines our values, she declared. Pointer jabbing. Alex raised his hand. Values like equal enforcement? Why no fine for your overgrown hedges? Brenda? Snickers erupted. She snapped. Irrelevant. And with your embezzlement history. Tom interrupted. Holding printouts. History? I checked court records, nothing. But your HOA registration lapsed 2 years ago. Per state filings. These fines are illegal. The room froze. Brenda's face went from smug to shocked. Eyes darting like a cornered animal. That's a clerical error. I maintain order. Maria played a phone video, Brenda berating her over chalk. Sneering. People like you don't appreciate standards. Gasps turned to murmurs. Sarah added. And the funds? Where's the audit? My research shows $50,000 in fees funneled to your business. Brenda pounded her split gavel, crack, face contorting in panic. This is mutiny. Fines for all disruptors. But the tide turned. Half the room stood. Walking out in solidarity. Alex stayed. Smiling. Mutiny? Or democracy? Brenda adjourned in a huff. But her mask slipped. Texts leaked later showed her ranting about troublemakers like Rivera ruining my empire. Alex's group met secretly. Pooling evidence, illegal collections. Selective harassment. Even forged docs. The irony burned deliciously, Brenda. Preaching order. Built on chaos. The explosion hit 2 months in. Alex, armed with the group's file, tipped off state auditors anonymously. But Brenda, desperate to crush him, dialed 911 during his evening jog. There's a suspicious man loitering, history of theft. Send officers now. Cops arrived to find Alex mid-stride. ID in hand. Officers. Check this, he said, handing his phone with the app. They laughed. Brenda's call log showed her as the real nuisance. But the real bomb, auditors raided the next day. SUVs pulling up under bright sun. Brenda burst from her McMansion. Face a mask of furious confidence crumbling to horror. This is private. I demand, an agent flashed warrants. Ma'am. Evidence of fraud. Embezzlement from HOA funds. Neighbors watched as boxes emerged, ledgers showing siphoned fees to her firm. Emails targeting undesirables like Alex. Her son. Complicit in smears. Stammered excuses. Brenda shrieked. It's for the community, but her voice broke. Eyes wild with panic as cuffs clicked. Alex watched from his porch. Coffee in hand. Order restored, he murmured. In the aftermath, evergreen meadows bloomed. The group reformed the HOA legally, transparent. Elected. No absurd rules. Alex led coding workshops. Maria's kids drew chalk masterpieces freely. Fines refunded. Brenda got 24 months for fraud. Her empire auctioned. Neighbors barbecued. Laughing at old fines. Who knew bird feeders could topple tyrants? Tom joked. But here's the question, Was Brenda the real villain for enforcing order, or were the silent neighbors complicit until one man debugged the system, proving true justice demands we all speak up?